When I started with Seth, he and Liam had been talking about this movie and the idea of a remake for years, since they worked together on Ted 2. And it was sort of one of those ideas that as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh my God, he's definitely the right guy for this, meaning Liam Neeson. And I think that finding the right guy to play a version of a classic movie is the most important thing before you move forward. And I think for all these years between the original movie and now, it was about trying to find that person that could do it right. I was a big fan of The Naked Gun early on, and the idea of seeing a silly, funny movie, I think always appealed to me. Even, as I went into my 20s, I've always loved comedy. I am not a comedic genius like the two people that have helped me make this movie, Seth and Akiva, so I feel lucky to be sort of surrounded by them. When we talked to the studio about trying to find the right director, Akiva was our first choice. And we went to him, and by the time we were out of our first meeting, I knew he was the right guy. He was excited too, and you could feel the excitement in the room. And that excitement has connected everybody to this movie from the beginning. From, Dan and Doug, our writers, who worked with Akiva before, but on this one it was definitely a challenge. There were so many jokes and so many iterations of every scene, up through the writing period, up through production, into production. It was a constant barrage of funny. And I think that's what I hoped for, and that's what we got in Akiva. I think what we knew about Liam going into this was that he had baggage from his previous movies as the sort of tough, complicated good guy. He was this sophisticated, classy, emotionally complicated, gravelly voiced icon. So the idea of him playing Frank Drebin Jr., this goofy, insane part in this goofy, insane movie called The Naked Gun, was a thrill. He was, I think, super excited about it as long as he continued to play it straight, and that everything he said felt like it was coming from the guy that we all loved and knew from his previous work. It was going to be hilarious. And that's how we played it, and that's how he played it. And so it was like seeing Liam Neeson in one of those movies, and everything that's coming out of his mouth is wrong. And it just makes you laugh. Pamela was one of those, dark horse ideas that came into our conversation early on with Carmen Cuba, who was our casting director, and she was all in on her. I think that we found her at the perfect moment for our movie, and that she was willing to do something like this at the time in her life that she was sort of open to anything was kind of kismet for all of us. When Liam and Pam first met, you just saw it. They're these two beautiful, iconic, statuesque actors, and seeing them stand side by side for our first camera test were just beautiful and amazing. For Liam and Pam, I think that there was a generational connection that they had. They just immediately liked each other. They were comfortable with each other. I think for Pam, it was such a thrill to be doing this part and to be part of this production that, her enthusiasm about being in the movie, I think also helped just the chemistry and the back and forth between her and Liam. Paul and Liam together, just looking at the two of them makes me laugh. And I think that it was a great casting choice for the movie. He played his reliable, always there, unflappable partner to Liam Neeson's character, the Frank Drebin character, and so it was kind of a perfect odd couple, and it really worked. I'm a big proponent of seeing movies in theaters. I think that the shared experience of being with a bunch of people in a room and something makes everybody laugh is very rare. The first time we screened this movie, watching the audience watch the movie was such a joy. I mean, it was so amazing to see people laughing, and obviously so happy for us that our jokes were actually funny and that they were landing for people. And I think we all got into this business as filmmakers to bring some kind of emotional response, whether it's laughter or anxiety or crying or some kind of emotional dramatic response. And laughter is truly the most amazing thing to watch. And when it works, when everybody in the audience is guffawing and you're elbowing your partner next to you, there's nothing like it.